as reported during the week, the AFL is again looking at plans to take the game overseas, this time to Mumbai, India. Now, a two-question poll for you, 133 693. One, should the AFL look to take a home and away match to India to grow the game? And two, would you follow your team to Mumbai to watch them? 133 693. Now, I'll be brutally honest, I think it's a complete waste of time and resources. This argument of growing the game in India, to me, is a complete fallacy. The league says 20,000 people play Aussie rules in India. Awesome. The population of India is 1.47 billion people. That means 0.001% of the population plays Aussie rules in India. Now, if you want to go overseas to where people play footy, well, 70,000 people play the game in both Papua New Guinea and Canada. So on pure numbers alone, you should go to Port Moresby or Vancouver. And on a per capita basis, more people play Aussie rules in New Zealand and the UK. And I also want to ask the question, who's going to the game? Because the NRL has made its annual trip to Las Vegas a must-attend for rugby league fans. It's a party. It's the party capital. Thousands make the trip from Vegas, not to mention a large expat community. Now, I just don't think Mumbai has the lure of Vegas. And the fact that the AFL abandoned Wellington and Shanghai, having played there previously, to think Mumbai would be a greater success seems fraught with danger.
I agree with you. I think the thing about Vegas, and we're all very jealous, I think, of what the NRL have done there, is that it's become a showcase. So it's not just one game. Here you're asking people to travel for what? One game, theoretically, all the way to India for one home and away game. If you're going to make that investment to get more people on board, you've got to have more than one game. I can't see people taking the trip for one game. And that's not the destination that I would pick. Based on the figures you've just given, I think they could find somewhere where there's going to be more of a local fan base.
I just think the whole trying to grow the game overseas, I just don't think it's ever going to work, to be honest with you. And the perfect example is just watch the World Cup right now. That is the global sport. We're never, ever going to get inroads, I don't think, overseas. So I think we should just focus on it being the best possible game it can be here in Australia. Yeah, we'll have people play it overseas, but it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of a Mickey Mouse sort of expat league, all of those leagues in America and the UK. I know some locals play it, but it's not a high standard. I don't think it ever will be.
Or go to Ireland. Ireland's probably the only place I can think of where we're genuinely recruiting players.
I think whatever money's going into that should just go back into grassroots footy here. I was up in the country yesterday. I'm sure they could do with some more, funding up around all those country areas.
So that's to grow the game. Do you think if there was an opportunity similar to what the NRL has done with Las Vegas, where you have up to 20,000 Australians making the trip over to Las Vegas to watch the NRL, if that was the case, to get Aussies across the ditch to Auckland or to a cricket ground in Los Angeles, which they do have more of now, would that be something that you would support, or do you not want home and away matches played overseas?
I don't know many that have...
so it's not growing the game, it's just a showcase.
It's a showcase.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't bother me, really. It's not something I'd even think about.
So you're talking 4 points?
4 points. Home and away game. Similar to what the NRL has done with Vegas.
Is that a money maker for the NRL?
Oh, it's huge. It's massive. And in terms of the exposure that it brings the game even here...
No, but income to the NRL, what are they getting off Las Vegas? What are they getting from the state of...
I don't know the actual deal itself.
Yeah, right.
It's also the broadcasting, though. And this is something that I think the AFL are considering as well, because when you look at the next broadcast deals for both codes, they'll be looking to integrate streamers. Mm-hmm. And that is where there's the international audience that you can try and capture. So it's not just about, but do we actually go over and do we genuinely believe there will be AFL footballers and AFLW footballers to come out of India if we do this? It's more the commercial side.
So what's going to be a number in India that watch it on TV as a broadcast that's going to be suitable to make money out of for the broadcaster? Because it's a foreign game. I don't think anybody... No. They're into cricket. Yeah, if it's a cricket game, you'd understand, but I don't...
This is where I think there's a fallacy from the AFL, and we'll get to your calls, 133 693. They say 20,000 people are playing it. That's great. That's 0.001% of... the population of India. You've got more people in Papua New Guinea, more people in Canada, more people in New Zealand, more people in the UK actually playing the game, therefore having an interest in the game as well. 133 693. Let's get to a few of your calls. Agree or disagree? Hi, Murray.
Hi, look, on the surface it seems a bit crazy, but when you drill into it and you have a look at the population of Indians in Australia, it's just under 4% of our population, just under a million. So it depends how we leverage it. It could be a fantastic idea. Indians, obviously, as you know, we all know, are keen on cricket. That's their number one sport. And that's a winter sport, a summer sport. If we can get them involved and switch a few over, or a high number over, it could be a very smart way to market it. It just depends on what the angle of the AFL is. I think it's not stupid.
Murray, thank you. Hi, Mark.
Hi, look, I think the big problem is the size of the grounds, but also I think if we were to explain to the Indians that Aussie rules was invented to help cricketers keep fit in the off-season, it may sway them to agree. If you had people like Dennis Lilly and prominent, really great Australian cricketers who are from football states going over there and saying, this is the game that we play to keep our cricketers fit, it may have some sort of interest to them. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Yeah, it's broad look at it. Sell it that way.
But then you'd be able to take it to to England as well, take it to the West Indies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that trip you'd go on. Now,
West Indies.
if we're playing a game in Barbados, all of a sudden, Shorey and Richo are on board.
Well, you don't get a crook guts of that moving in Barbados, do you? I don't know.
133 Hi, Paul.
G'day, guys. 2 points. The NRL in Las Vegas is just a spectacle. It's a short-term commitment. Yes, it gets uptake by supporters and so forth, but I think, like what Murray said, I think given the Indian population in Australia, to have some direct exposure with the top-level sportsmen in India to let them see that firsthand is a way in. And then, generationally we'll see, and we should start to see some younger Indian people come through the ranks into the AFL game and then represent, and that'll just snowball the whole effect.
Paul, thank you. Hi, Daryl.
Yeah, g'day. I think I need to change my medication because I don't agree with any of those guys, because the facts are very, very simple, that the culture of overseas is much different to what it is now. How about we get Tasmania going and the Women's Football League going first before we start worrying about other people's backyards?
Yeah, I like your thoughts there. I just feel like focus on what we've got here. You're right. We've got a new team coming in. We're trying to develop women's footy and get it as best we can. Just use the dough there and at grassroots level.
The only question asked too, though, will the AFL have to put out any dough to have the game there if it's sponsored? They've got massive money over there, as we know about cricket and background like the ICL and all.
This is about commercial incentives. It's not about getting Indians to play AFL.
No, exactly.
But then don't sell it as growing the game and selling it, we've got 20,000 people
but
playing.
But growing the game
India
can mean exposing it to more people. It doesn't necessarily mean
more people playing.
Who are we exposing it to, though? The TV audience in India, or just a few thousand that go to the game?
It'd be a combination, but the TV audience is mainly what you're going for, because that's how you attract advertisers. You say, my broadcast or our broadcast goes to X millions of people across these countries.
I'd love to know what the forecast TV figures are then in India.
Well, they had 1 billion people to work with in China, and I don't think the ratings for Gold Coast and Kilda were through the roof by any stretch of the imagination.
They weren't getting the popcorn out there in Shanghai.
Apparently, more than 5.6 million people in China watched it.
Really?
When it was there. On TV.
How many people live in China?
So that's more than the grand final.
More than 1 billion.
So more people watch the
1.000.
So again, you do it on per capita basis.
So more people watch the game in Shanghai than watch the grand final.
Yeah, when you factor in the size of the Chinese audience.
There you go.
Are you back on board, Richard?
No, I'm just very surprised that 5 million Chinese watched that game live.
Pauline, hi.
Hello. I know that they want to get, the AFL want to grow it everywhere. We don't have enough Indian players playing here, so I would be focusing on that more. And we also have, as was said before, so many community grounds and facilities that are just not fit for purpose. I mean, Jeremy was on the news this week talking about Frankston Rovers and Heather Hill Cricket Club facilities that, the girls are getting changed in rooms with urinals and stuff. So there are so many community sporting grounds where the facilities aren't built. Even my own one, we can't get new rooms. Our council's not interested. They only care about the ones further up towards the city. They don't care about the ones further south. So,
good call.
That's where the money should be spent.
I think if you knew, Pauline, I agree with you. I think if you knew that the AFL was going to make a certain amount of money out of this, that they would then reinvest in grassroots or reinvest in women's footy or the W, then that would get more people kind of understanding. But often with the commercial side of it, there's not a lot of transparency there. Like, there has to be that side of it for them to consider the move. But I reckon if they turned around and said, hey, we're going to make $50 million out of this, and this is what we're going to do with it. We're going to spend it on grassroots. Everyone would be like, great.
Good afternoon.
Love the show. Love, love, love. And I want to tell you why I love the idea of taking the game to Mumbai. Everybody who's phoned in has had excellent ideas, and supporting local sport and local change rooms all agree with. However, let's turn it on its head. Australia has a huge Indian Australian population. We've got huge AFL supporters here in Australia from South Asia. They are our ambassadors. They're ready to go. I have many Indian people that I know from the local shops, local services, other friends, who at least once a year travel over to Mumbai to see family. It's one flight. And we've got our fans here, and they can go and support it over there. So it's not just the Indians in India that we have to think about, but our own Aussie Indians here. That's why I think it's a great idea.
All right, thank you. Hi, Bruce.
How are we going?
Good.
I don't know whether I don't know whether taking the game overseas would work properly or not, because I think a lot needs to be done in Australia first. We want to see Darwin come in. We'd like to see a couple of more extra teams come in. As a matter of fact,
you're on 22 teams, Bruce.
Yeah, why not? Why not settle? Why not settle to get Darwin in here first? Get them set up, and then maybe try and get another team up.
Canberra.
Running out of destinations.
Canberra.
You're on Canberra.
Well, I'm just saying they're a big AFL. They love AFL there.
Then you'll probably just play each other once and it'll be the whole season.
Maybe.
Close to it.
Don't mind it.
Bad argument. Bruce, thank you. Hi, Don.
Let's just
G'day,
get the
gents. How you
Devils
going?
first.
Richo, you're mad, mate. You're mad. There's 1,500 million people in India.
Yeah.
So we've got 30 million. There's 1,500 million.
What's your point, though?
Why wouldn't we? We're mad not to have a crack at India.
You reckon they're going to start playing Aussie rules over there?
No, it's just watching
I'd have a crack, mate.
It's eyeballs.
When there's 1,500 million, I'd have a crack. Absolutely.
Do you say 15?
I reckon
that's 1.5.
Geez, we're going to have to change the mindset, though, because I think they all want to play cricket for India. They don't want to play for the Richmond Tigers.
Shane's just going, don't get too anal on us, mate.
I'm going, hold on.
1,500 million is 1.5 billion. Thank you.
Just writing down.
You laughing at me, Laura? I just didn't mean
I
that.
thought you were going to say his nickname, but I don't know.
Craig, good afternoon. Shut up, Laura.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I agree with the lady before me that said that we got to support a lot of the Indians that live over here, and India's overtaken England as the highest country of immigration to Australia.
Yep.
So, I would love 20,000 more Bulldog supporters from the western suburbs barracking for my team, and also Western Sydney. GWS need a bit of a lift up as well. So I think by doing a game over in Mumbai, it kind of highlights it to them and makes it more appealing. I think it's got to be a great idea.
So you've got to work through which team, and we're probably looking at the teams with the lesser memberships.
Well, Richmond would have to go because the Tigers, the national.
I thought the Western Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Tiger is the national symbol though of India. We'd have
Richmond
to go.
doesn't need help with the
Is
memberships.
it India or Sri Lanka?
No, it's India.
India, okay.
Yeah.